Hello guys, welcome to Autolatest Cars. Today we are reviewing one of the most important SUV from Hyundai. It's of course the biggest SUV on European market made by Hyundai. It's the new Santa Fe, a car that actually sold by almost 2 years, 1 year and a half on US market, a market very important for Hyundai, and actually nobody believed that they could bring this car to Europe because it's too big, it's too awkward, the design is strange, and everybody hopes that the new generation of Santa Fe would be more bio design, not edge design. Today we are talking about the new generation, the 5th generation of Santa Fe on European market. This car is made like their predecessors in the factory of Hyundai in South Korea. This is not an European product. All Hyundai cars made in Europe are i30 and Tucson. Of course, the build quality of Hyundai cars made in South Korea, it's much better than the build quality of Hyundai cars made in Europe, and everybody knows that. And this is available also for the Kia brand. The same build quality is different. So this is the top of the line version of Santa Fe. This is not the top of the line. This is I think it's the entry level. It's called luxury, but it's the plug-in version with 253 horsepower and quite a decent battery, and of course 4-wheel drive. First of all, compare with the other generation of Santa Fe, the car that we are testing today. It's bigger. This 5th generation is actually a bigger Santa Fe compared with the previous generation. It looks very strange from the point of view of Hyundai Santa Fe owners, but from my point of view this car looks quite beautiful because it actually it's a statement for this brand on European market. A market that actually it's full of Chinese cars. It's beginning to be full of Chinese cars. BYD has entered recently on the East Europe market, but they are on European market since 2 years ago. The AMG with SAIC motors they have a very good AMG HS, and Geely actually sold quite well the new Starray, a very important compact SUV. So this generation of Santa Fe, it's bigger, better, more luxuries, and of course more expensive. So today we are talking about this new version that is called Santa Fe plug-in. This car is bought from our partner Neo Motors from Bucharest. A car that actually sold with the price, the normal version is sold with, I don't know, beginning of 52,000 euros, okay? And this car is around 55,000 euros because it's a plug-in version, 4-wheel drive, but not top of the line, the top of the line version, because that it's calligraphy, it's something else. It has a different level of equipment. First of all, when we're talking about the new Santa Fe, we have the new design in the back. It's actually 90 degrees. In the back of the car, it's a 90-degree design. Let's open the in the back. So you have a very decent you'll have a very decent boot. Of course, this is a five seats version. This is not a 7 seats, but of course you could pay more for a top of the line 7 seats version. That's actually could be a very important car for a lot of you guys that don't want an I don't know, Renault Espace, which is also an Renault Austral with bigger wheelbase, but with a very small 2 seats on the 3rd row. You don't want to buy a Peugeot 5008, which is of course an actual 3008 with longer wheelbase, but the back row, it's quite the space in the back row, it's actually worse compared with the previous generation of let's say Renault Espace. This car has Kuma tires, winter tires, and dimensions are 255 45 by 20. So this car has 20-inch alloy wheels standard. All important equipment it's offered standard. You don't have to pay. You don't have to actually to get optional list. Of course, the car has an optional list, but of course you have to remember that this car it's more expensive compared with the previous generation, but it has also a lot of more equipment as standard. So you could buy this car in Western Europe with over 60,000 euros, but the best buy is here on Romanian market. Of course, if you live here on this market, we are in Romania, you could buy this car decently with the beginning of, I don't know, 53,000 euros without the dealer discount. The H is the new LED running lights. It has an active system that opens the front of the car. Everything is quite good from my point of view. You will have a Santa Fe here, and of course, being a Korean model, it starts, the VIN starts with K. This is my car made in South Korea. It has also head-up display. The wheels are decent. Of course, this is a test drive car, so this is the big problem with 225 45. You'll have a lot of alloy wheel scratch because they are actually too big for this car. But from the point of view of the design, this car actually looks quite good from my point of view, and the design, because with these 20-inch alloy wheels, if you put the American alloy wheels, is like 18-inch, it will look awkward. Some will say strange. Okay, let's go inside. The mirrors are quite decent, and this handle is quite also decent. Inside, this version has leather seats. Of course, all versions have leather seats. So electric seats, leather seats. You could open the back of the trunk, pushing that. And of course, like all Lexus ARX cars, you have an electrical guided steering wheel. The car actually we drove, I don't know, in the last 14.8 kilometers. The speed was the time was 39 minutes, and the fuel consumption was around 7.9 liters. Okay, let's see. Not that. That's quite strange. Let's see. Where is the button? Okay. Okay, where is it? Let's see. The car. Let's see. The car has almost half a tank. Combined average petrol and diesel 285 horse kilometers, and 30 kilometers on electric vehicle only, and 272 on petrol. But of course, I drive it every time. Hybrid cars, not hybrid cars, plug-in hybrid cars, I will drive them on hybrid electric vehicle, not automatic, because I want to have an optional electric autonomy when I went in the city. Engine temperature in the last 3,705 kilometers, the average fuel consumption was 8.8. But we have to remember that this and since refueling from the beginning of this test, 285 with 270, around 600 kilometers with 47 liters. So this is important for me, because let's say you could have this system. You have this image that it's quite important, because you'll have every time you'll have the actual range on EV mode, and the battery status is 43%. It's not much, because the battery is around 13.5 kilowatt hour, which is quite small, being not remembering the fact that this car has a 2.1 tons empty weight, of course. But everything you will see here, this is standard. This is a normal car, a normal standard version. This is a luxury version for this Santa Fe. Very important, lovely trims, very important lights. You can see them in the night driving, and of course a very decent from the ergonomic point of view, sitting position. So you sit high, but the chassis is actually low. This is my view from my head. So I actually I'm not the visibility is not obstructed by the dashboard. The dashboard is lowered, and of course they put this tiny little window to actually see more, being the fact that the A pillar it's smaller compared with the previous generation, which was bigger. So you have a better ergonomic visibility from this car. So actually this car could a guy that doesn't drive daily on Hyundai, it could be very important to remember that this car has a better visibility outside in front than a Hyundai Tucson. This is my point of view. Okay, the quality of the car, it's leather, and of course very soft materials everywhere, and of course a lot of American style spaces to put a lot of things. So this car has the multimedia system, which is quite actually the same like Kia Sportage, Kia Sorento and Hyundai Tucson. They are the same two big LCDs screens, but this car has a normal normal commands of air conditioning. So you have the volume, which is round and normal. You have physical buttons, and of course you have physical buttons for the automatic air conditioning, and of course you'll have buttons, push buttons, which is important for the all-wheel drive system. You have here push. Okay, let me see you push. You could choose snow, mud, and sand. Okay, and if you push that again, you'll have the drive mode of the engine and the transmission: Eco, Sport, My Drive. Actually, I drive this car in normal, and of course you have another button here which is quite important. If you push it, My Drive. No, let me say My Drive. Okay, let's put it on Eco, and we push electric mode, automatic mode, and of course I drive it in hybrid mode. The automatic air conditioning is decent. This interior feels like a more premium than the previous generation, and that's why the Hyundai actually demands you more money for this version. So you have two wireless charging with the soft materials here, not to the phone to stick there even when you're driving fast on twisty roads. And of course you have this important thing that these two buttons, these two wireless C-type charging sockets are quite decent and abnormal compared with the competition. So if you put the right phone here, it will only charge. If you put this on the left phone here on this C socket, you'll have charge. But you have to push it. If you want to push this button, you'll see that the phone could mirror link with the car, which is quite important, because I don't think everybody wants to mirror link their phone when they put the cable. But of course you could mirror link only one phone with the, of course, different with the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which are by Bluetooth. So the entry level, no, this is the car. This is the car actually we drive. This is the Santa-Fe 1.6 T-GDI, 252 horsepower plug-in hybrid. You will see it has an 97 horsepower, 97.8 horsepower engine, electric engine integrated in an automatic 86 torque converter gearbox, 304 Newton meters. But of course you have also the 1.6 SmartStream G engine with 160 horsepower and 265. So these two engines have more than 500 Newton meters. Of course limited, because the electric engine actually runs on some modes different compared with the petrol engine. Fuel consumption 9.1 liters, 6 at 100 kilometers an hour, and then an average of 7 liters per 100. But of course you have to remember that this car has 2,110 kilograms empty weight. So we were driving here the 5 seats, as I told you, not 7 seats. The 7 seats version is quite heavier. So another version is this entry level one. It has only 215 horsepower because it's not a plug-in. So the electric engine has only 64.8 horsepower and 264. A car that actually it's made for the highway driving, where we are driving now, because it's very important. It has a 67 liter fuel tank. This plug-in version has only a 47 liter petrol tank, which is small, but you have to remember that also it has a very big battery, chunky battery. It's almost 14 kilometers hour of battery. So even though this car is quite big, it has very big dimensions. From the technical point of view, I understand Hyundai putting that small fuel tank, but with that small fuel tank you could go 600 kilometers on the hybrid electric version, not on EV mode, HEV mode, because actually the electronic system and the hybrid system with the inverter actually works quite decent, because it could regenerate even in city driving without one pedal driving. This is a full size big 7 seats SUV with the 4-wheel drive system, but that actually works better from my point of view than a Toyota Highlander with only the hybrid version, because we are not comparing Highlander with plug-in version, we are comparing Highlander two-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive system, but the simple hybrid version, because as the dimensions of this Hyundai Santa Fe 5th generation compares with the Highlander, not with RAV4. So the previous generation Santa Fe actually competed directly with the RAV4, but this new Hyundai, it's actually a better competitor with the Toyota Highlander. But of course, even the price range is at a level of Highlander. Though the fact that the Toyota has only two 4-wheel drive system and hybrid version, because the plug-in hybrid is much more expensive compared with everything that Hyundai is offering. So on European market, let me show you the price list. This car was, as I told you, was borrowed still from our partners Neo Motors, which have that address in Bucharest. So the price tag of this car in European market, but especially on Romanian market, it starts from 52,360 euros with VAT. Our VAT is below 20%. So the price tag of the car without VAT is 44,000 euros. But this plug-in version, entry level, is 55,000 euros. It could run and go to calligraphy 7 seats, 58,000 euros. So the price, the price difference between these cars are not so big, but because the entry-level version, this luxury version, is top of the line from my point of view. So you don't need the calligraphy version, you don't need something different. But this is on Romanian market where we have only 4-wheel drive system, because in German market, actually I configured the Santa Fe on German market. This car is more expensive compared with East European markets in Germany. And they also have the hybrid version with 2-wheel drive. So that's actually the best autobahn highway daily driver Santa Fe, not the 4-wheel drive system, because the 4-wheel drive system is quite heavy. It's somehow complicated, and actually we recommend it only for customers that are living on mountains or desert or countryside, and that actually go off-road. We are driving on asphalt and good roads here in Southeast Europe, and definitely the 4-wheel drive is decent on snowy roads or off-road or soft off-road or mountains. But when you are driving in an area with good roads, the 2-wheel drive version, it's quite decent, and the fuel consumption is lower compared with the 4-wheel drive, because the car it has a lower weight. So this car, it's more expensive compared with the previous generation Santa Fe, but it looks better. It has a bigger chassis, it has a bigger interior, it has a nicer look from my point of view. The very awkward backside of the car, but you will start to love it in days. I think in days, not in months. So if you do see this car on traffic, it could be, wow, what a strange car. It's like an older SsangYong Rodis, or I don't know, SsangYong Action, the 4th generation. But when you drive the car, everything it's changed, because this is a very premium feeling big SUV. So it's better from my point of view than a BMW X4, better than Audi Q5, better than the Mercedes GLC, even though those cars are premium cars and this is not a premium car. And actually it's better than the new Volkswagen Tayron with 7 seats and the plug-in system with the 1.5 TCI, because this car it has actually a 4-wheel drive system that it's quite capable compared with the Tayron and the VW products like Skoda Kodiaq. So if you like a very good build quality, a big SUV with 7 seats, with a decent price tag and a 5 years warranty without unlimited number of kilometers, definitely go for the Hyundai, because everything is covered. 5 years unlimited kilometers, which is the normal European warranty. If you live in USA, this car has I think 10 years warranty and over 250,000 or over 200,000 miles. But of course that car is made in USA. It's made with the poorer materials inside compared with the European version that I told you is made in South Korea. So that car has a 2.5 T-GDI engine, which is simple, it's not hybrid, and of course it has the not so funny gearbox 8-speed DCT with double clutch, wet double clutch system, a gearbox that we tested on the previous generation of Kia Sorento 2.2 diesel engine, and as I told everybody, that gearbox it's good, but it doesn't touches the level of the refinement and reliability of this 86 or the previous generation 88 gearbox mounted on, let's say, Kia Stinger, okay, or the previous generation of diesel engine on Santa Fe with 88 torque converter gearbox. So 8 DCT, it's a compromise, but on Santa Fe, on European market, they bring only this hybrid and this plug-in version, hybrid version, and we are safe from this point of view because we have only the 86 electrified automatic torque converter gearbox, which is one of the most reliable gearboxes on the market. This is not an ECVT, this is a normal premium gearbox, and when you drive the car you actually feel the luxury of this drivetrain. So all-wheel drive, very important normal turbo engine, only 160 horsepower, but decent power. This is not a 3-cylinder, it's a 1.6 Smart Stream G with 160 horsepower and direct injection fuel system. But of course you'll have on this version 97, almost 98 horsepower electric engine with 300 Newton meters. So when you drive it even on the highway, you will feel the difference, because this car actually it's quite it has a very good responses, and even though the fact that it has a very big the chassis, it's quite big, the car it's quite big, and it doesn't win some big notes as a aerodynamic. So the fuel consumption is not small, but it's decent for a 2.2 tons empty weight full-size SUV. From my point of view, this is one of the best SUVs. Let's go outside to finish this video. One of the best SUVs on the market, and of course you'll receive everything as I told you, standard, good build quality. Of course this is the American way, and of course the front door covers the lower part of the car, not to be as I told you, not to be very not to make some dirty pants. Okay, the key is the same, is the new. I actually hated this key compared with the previous generation. As you could see, it's scratched. It's scratched because it's quite big. This key is quite big. This is Hyundai logo. You don't look it like this. You look it like this. So the new car, it's nice. It has a very good road handling, multi-link rear suspension. As I told you, from my point of view, this car is actually it's quite good. And when this is the normal stop lights, and when you open the back of the car, this will open. There will be lighting. So this car, it's a very good proposition for young family, an average young family, because this car is not cheap, but around 55,000 euros. I think this is one of the best options, because it's big. It has a top of the line safety features, because this car is sold in America, and it has IIHS top safety peak. From my point of view, the road handling is quite good, and this plug-in version is actually very user friendly for everybody in city driving, because it has a very low fuel consumption, below 2 liters per 100 kilometers when you actually put it on the electric socket. And if you drive it, let's say every day, you have every day drive 20 kilometers to the work site and 20 kilometers outside back home, I think 40 kilometers is enough for this battery and for this car to drive it on EV mode. But of course, if you want to drive it with no problems on the longer distances, you definitely go, as I told you, on HEV and actually maintain some electricity for bad traffic, and of course you go a lot of kilometers on electric vehicle, on electric drive without choosing it, because the electronics of this new hybrid system is quite important. So from my point of view, this car receives almost a 10 because it's bigger. Of course, it doesn't receive 10 because it's much more expensive compared with the previous generation, but it's quite decent. It looks good after 5 days. It looks good, believe me. And of course, it has a big pluses, big chassis, big wheels, over 250 horsepower, and of course 5 years warranty without unlimited kilometers. Thank you. Okay, let's go. So this is the the starter button. Let's go. We are going. Let's get out. This is from Genesis cars. The turn signal with the camera in the mirrors. Let me show you again. This is the right signal. Of course, nobody looks at that, but of course for the guys that actually want to see the rear wheels touching the curve of the inside the city, it's okay. Let's go. As I told you, 8 liter per 100 kilometers. As you could see from this icon, even the battery. Let's go fast now. So we reach, of course, 120 kilometers an hour. This is normal mode. This is not an eco mode. Actually, I drive it on normal mode, and on the highway mode, the engine actually transfers power to the wheels, but also the engine transfers power to the electric engine, and after that to actually to make the battery fuller. So you could see in some type of driving mode, even the petrol engine will work every time, because this is a hybrid system. And of course, at 140 kilometers an hour, the average speed on European roads, the petrol engine will run definitely almost 90% of the time. But of course, when you drive this car, let me show you, this is the 100 to 140 kilometers an hour. We got to 140 kilometers an hour, and from this point the battery will charge. So the system, it has a 40% battery, and the EV range, it's 11 kilometers of EV range. So from this point, the system, we are lowering the speed, because we are driving in some problematic highway, on Romanian highway. So after this you will find out that the system actually charge the battery. So if you drive it on hybrid electric vehicle, HEV mode, you could drive it with the bigger fuel consumption, with bigger petrol fuel consumption, of course. But when you go into the city, of course, you live in the city. If you live in the city, you will have the battery charge. So from that point of the journey, the car will run definitely more on electric vehicle. Let's say we are driving 120 kilometers an hour, and the RPM is 2,400 kilometers. 120, 2,400 RPM. So it's quite decent. Even the RPM is decent, because the car it's quite big. It's over 2.1 tons empty weight. So the battery is 41%, and since the last kilometer it will reach 42, and the range will increase, because actually we are lowering the speed. And when we are lowering the speed, the inverter, the engine, the electric engine acts like an inverter, and actually will charge the battery. As I told you, 42%, and we'll have, of course, 42.3, and of course the petrol engine has stopped. So we are driving it with 80 kilometers an hour with the petrol engine stopped, because it's inefficient. And from this point on, this car will run very, very soft. That will run very decent on electric mode, and alternate with the petrol engine, but on on economical mode. This 1.6 T-GDI Smart Stream G, it's made different compared with the normal version found on Tucson, on mild hybrid version, because this version of this engine, it's made to run very efficient with lower power, but very efficient at this normal speeds. So the gearbox actually keeps my RPM below 1500 RPM, and the speed it's below it's over 60 kilometers an hour, and of course here 0 RPM. So the engine has stopped because it's unnecessary to have a smart stream engine on. And the battery is 42% and 30 kilometers an hour. So from this point of view, from this point of the journey, the car will run very economically, very silent, and this is the magic of this system. You have a plug-in version, but a lot of guys won't use this system to run on electric vehicle mode only, because as in Romania, as in other countries, it's quite hard to find a decent sock to leave on electrical charge point to leave your car overnight. So a lot of guys actually charge this type of plug-in cars when we're driving away from home. But the 90% of the road of the trip is made in hybrid electric mode, not in electric mode. So this hybrid mode actually runs quite good, because we have tested this car yesterday on driving mode in city, only in city traffic, and the fuel consumption was below 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers, which is quite incredible, because remembering that we are driving in Bucharest, the most congested city in Europe after Istanbul, but of course Istanbul it's 50-50. So this system, this hybrid system of made by Hyundai, it's quite decent. As I told you, 44%, and the electric range is increased from 12 to 14 kilometers. So if you drive it normally, on normal, in HEV, you'll have best results. But of course, I could put it here electric mode. We are driving only on an electric now. The petrol engine, it has stopped, and as I showed you, we are driving 60 kilometers an hour on the electric mode, and we could drive for 14 kilometers, as Hyundai tells us on this cycle. But this is not the secret of the hybrid electric car, plug-in hybrid electric car. The secret is to drive it on HEV, to actually have a buffer of this 40% of the battery when you're driving in bumper-to-bumper city driving, where a normal plug-in hybrid with no battery left, you will have a 12, 14, 15 liters per 100 kilometers, which is horrible from every point of view. So you have to remember that you definitely let your car be a driving daily driver on HEV, to have this half of battery for the moments where the traffic is standstill, and where actually the engine of the petrol engine should be stopped. Thank you.